The garden's quiet now. The frost came last week, finished off what was left. The peppers, tomatoes, basil, eggplant, they're all gone. But before the frost came and the cold settled in, I saved what I could. What didn't succumb to the elements, I gathered to make use of. These are the pieces that made it. The jars of dried onions, powders, my chili powders and dried chilies, hot sauces, all I bottled this summer and last. All of that flavor came from the dirt out back. There's nothing special here, nothing fancy. It's just good homegrown onions, peppers, and a bit of spice and thyme. When I cook with this stuff, it's like the garden's still alive, and I can appreciate each thing that I work with because I grew it in my dirt in my backyard. You'll see here I'm using some store-bought cumin, but I didn't grow any. But almost everything, and the ground beef. I didn't have a cow in my backyard. But almost everything in this recipe is homegrown. There are a few ingredients that I include that are store-bought just because it's kind of hard to produce some of them myself. But this is the first time in my life that I've made chili with my own ingredients, with garlic that I've grown, onions, green peppers, chilies, tomatoes, sauces. So it means more when I make it now. It's special. Maybe I've been watching too many cooking shows on TV. I like to watch a few of them, but Gordon Ramsay probably inspired me with this pestle thing, mortar pestle. Watching him do the same thing with garlic and chilies and other things. I'm just using 80-20 ground beef here, nothing special. I have taken the time in the past to add cut up steak in addition, or some brisket, but right now beef's kind of expensive, so ground beef it is. I like to cook the beef down until all of the moisture has evaporated out of the beef. Most of that, a lot of people drain it at that point thinking it's fat, but a lot of that is just water. And if you allow it to cook for a while longer, you'll get it to brown nicely and get the Mylar effect, which is basically flavor. It's those brown crispy bits on the edges of a smash burger that everybody loves so much. So I found that it gives it quite a bit more flavor if you let it brown, and actually it saves a lot on the draining process. Most of that is water. My onions and my green peppers grown from my garden. I did have some regular bulb onions, but I decided to use these because I have quite a few left out in the garden. I still haven't shown you the odd ingredient in this recipe, the secret ingredient, which isn't really foreign to Mexican cuisine, but I'm about to introduce it soon. I like to get the spices in the pan, in the hot pan, to activate them and release their oils. Again, something I've seen on cooking channels, Gordon Ramsay and stuff, but it does add to the flavor. Well, if you haven't noticed, I'm not much for measuring. I just kind of wing it. So if you're a person that likes a recipe with measurements and all that, I'm sorry, it's just not something I really bother with. So I just go by feel. I'm using beef broth here. You could use water, or add a little bit of red wine or beer. I've added beer before. Whatever you feel. Just a lot of times I just go by what I have handy. This is some tomato sauce that I made last year on Halloween, or the weekend of Halloween. And as I'm recording this voiceover tonight, it's Halloween night. So it's, I guess, appropriate. There's the ingredient. I'm using cocoa powder. Not foreign to Mexican cooking. It's used in mole. I think it adds a nice depth of and richness to the chili. Sometimes I add peanut butter too, just to give it the same type of richness, but I only had chunky, so I didn't think that would be good in chili. I do use, or I have used, on this recipe, store-bought beans for convenience. I use 3 types. I usually use pinto, some type of kidney beans, and I think navy beans, northern beans. So I like the different textures and sizes of different beans in my chili. Oh, and getting back to the sauce, I roasted all those vegetables in the oven first. So I had garlic, I had onions, I had tomatoes, fresh tomatoes from the gardens, cherries, aromas, a mixture of different types. So it made a really wonderful, it makes a good, wonderful sauce. I just wished I could have done some this year. My tomato crop was really bad. So there it is, my garden chili. And I'm going to throw a little cheese on it to embellish it. Well, gotta try it. Oh, that's good. I thought it was going to be a little hotter than that, but it's really good. I can taste the smokiness from the smoked chili, and I can actually taste the chocolate a little bit. Those fresh chilies, the ones I dried and crunched up into the paste I made, you can really taste the freshness of those, and that homemade tomato sauce. I made it last year, but I roasted everything in the oven before I made the sauce. So these flavors are just, you know, top notch. That's how I make chili.